You gotta sometimes take time, understand what's going on, see what it is, what's the pros, what's the cons, and then make your decision. I see people bridging out completely, and in my opinion, that is bullish,
Yep.
right? Because you're not,
Do you think
you're
there's any correlation with this project and the tornado, him tornado cashing? Do you think there's any correlation between those two events?
I don't think so because he don't. What does he need to? Unless he's gonna use the platform somehow to bridge in privately. That could be why,
Bro,
right?
he's gonna
That's
sacrifice
what I
so
was
much
thinking.
pulse and get all the supply. It's gonna be interesting.
Maybe he's paying devs with the money and he didn't want to trace back to him. Could be that.
He already
maybe
paid
he's ready
devs.
for go time.
He
He
has
already paid
money
devs.
already on the
We've
side
seen
to
him
pay
pay devs
devs.
before, bro.
He
No,
has
we've seen
money on
him
the
pay
side,
devs.
but he has money.
Bro.
He doesn't need to use that money to pay devs. He has
He
lots of
already, he
money
already
on the
did, bro.
side.
We don't gotta worry about that
Guys,
shit.
let's stop talking about speculating what he has and what he doesn't, Ali, please. Let's just look at the facts and what's in front of us, and not worry about what's on the side and what he has and what he doesn't have, because I feel like that's just delusional, and we should just stick to what we know, right? And what's there in front of us. Ali, please. Tied to a technology called private prover, which uses cryptographic proofs like zero knowledgeable proofs or similar to remove middlemen from transactions. First in crypto exchanges, then across many other industries. In simple words, instead of needing a centralized exchange like Coinbase or Binance to verify a trade between a buyer and seller, private prover tech lets maths and proofs do it. The buyer proves they paid the seller from their bank or fintech app. The seller proves they sent the crypto to the buyer's wallet. Once both proofs are verified, funds and crypto are released automatically. No exchange, no escrow, no middleman. The token model. M-Proof has a unique mechanic. It never inflates, no new tokens ever minted, it only burns. Meaning,
Wait. This is what's
go on.
going on. This is what's happening. It's such a long thing that we need to break it down by
Okay,
paragraph. So you're
let's start
going
off
into
with that
something
one bit
completely
first.
different. We need to stop two
Yeah.
sentences behind there. It sounds to me, it is a private OTC. All the word
Yep.
salad goes away. Private OTC. That's what that sounds like. Do
Yep.
we all agree on
Yeah,
that?
that's essentially what it is. Yeah.
100%, bro.
Okay. Now you
100%.
go on to the
Yeah,
next part.
but,
Bro.
So
but,
what
but, but all in,
But what
it
about
yeah,
builds on.
private
OTC?
OTC for all industries. That's what I'm seeing. He's trying to get. He's created software which is basically privatized P2P, and it's something that you're going to be able to. It's software that all industries are going to be able to use without having to use centralized exchanges or synthetic contracts or letting anyone have power over
So if
your
I would like to
coins.
Dude,
sell
it
my
hits every
Bitcoin,
narrative
if
on
I'd like to
the
sell my
privacy.
Bitcoin for your USDC or your Ethereum, we're not saying it is
Or fiat.
chain agnostic. It sounds to me like it would be anything because he's not specifically keeping it pulse chain, which
Yep.
means any chain. I could take my Bitcoin or I can take my Ethereum or my Solana and OTC it for this.
Yep.
There it
But he
is.
would probably
Exactly.
find a way to relate that to Pulse Chain as
Correct.
it's
Yeah. Yeah.
every transaction burns.
Correct.
And I just want to say really quick, like I told you guys he was in building something, and like B Roots was up here yesterday saying like he's not doing it and like nothing's coming. So like
Wait. No,
I just wanted
that
to
is
point that out.
so
Like you were
wrong what
literally
you just
flooding this
said. I
yesterday.
clearly said
Royton,
yesterday.
brother.
Hold on.
Listen, all of this gay shit about I told you so is absolute wank and bullshit. You thought that your pdai was about to get pegged, bro. Simple as that,
I
bro. You
literally
didn't
been
think this.
saying this
You
whole
said
time
Aave,
that
so
he's
you was
going to
wrong
find
as
a
well,
way.
Royston.
Wait. I say he's going to find a way. I was the only person that said this. I say he's going to find a way to privately get his Bitcoin on chain. Would you not say this is a way to do that? Crickets,
I suppose you
crickets,
could do that, yeah.
crickets.
Yeah,
But
real
like
quick on that. If you guys
you
want to
also were
understand the
talking
tech
like
behind what's actually going on, go down. I posted. This is the ZK P2P that he posted earlier in the year. It's that basic architecture, and he's just overlaid kind of his fundamentals, his tokenomics over the top of it. So if you're questioning what it is he's saying in that diatribe on Twitter, go over to ZKP2P and you'll get a much better understanding of what it is he built on.
It's the whole
Right. So
different.
Okay, now
that
continue. Now
so we,
continue. So we agree with the OTC.
yes,
Everyone agrees.
private
Okay.
Okay,
OTC.
I had one question to ask, right? So how is this? Because right, I'm a bit confused how you avoid going through a centralized exchange. Right, from my bank to go into crypto, I need to go via a centralized exchange.
No, you
So
can
No,
go with
no, no,
credit
no, no,
going
card.
no, no,
down,
no, bro. There's back doors of stuff like this
okay,
that like Coinbase works with, Binance works with. Like there's definitely
Guys,
there's definitely you could create your own Coinbase exchange if you have the right money and API. Like I'm actually doing that
but
with
don't you
my
need agreements with banks? That's my question here.
No, KR, do you remember that platform that Richard advertised a few times where you could buy USDC with any form of currency, and it was almost
What
like
was it called?
providing
Yeah,
a,
that's what I mean. Like when you go on MetaMask, for example, and you can just buy Ethereum from your bank account with MetaMask. You're paying stupid fees, but you can actually do that. All that stuff is
yeah.
doing like backdoor like Coinbase stuff and Binance stuff and all these different things, APIs that you hook up to it, change it to your own business, and then therefore you can use their backdoors by paying them, with the service.
yeah, it sounds like it's a 0.5% fee too. So like this could be real estate on chain. This is RWA's privacy. This is every narrative wrapped into one. That I would burn this token everywhere and relate that value to Pulse, just like PulseX.
Right. Should we carry on, guys? Should I carry on
Yeah.
So
reading?
so
Go
let's
on.
stop
Next
right there.
part.
Let's stop right there because there's another point. Why not? What makes PulseX still valuable with this type of token?
Yeah.
Just
Because
the
there's going to be a
devil's
liquidity
advocate in
Well,
the
pool.
room
people are
here
still
because I
going to
know
Because there'll be
use
a
the
everyone
liquidity
agrees.
exchange on
pool
there.
with MrProof and Pulse, and I'm sure it'll be fat, and I'm sure that will,
Yeah.
Would
provide
that
pressure on Pulse
be would
essentially.
that be contradicting in a no, that's not the wrong word. Would that be a conflict of interest to have
Well,
two
what if
Well,
you added?
exchanges
well,
What if
where
you
would you
on your
added?
launch the where would
like
you launch the original token, right, Moon? Like you'd probably know better than me. Like you'd probably launch the original token on Pulse, right? And then I guess you could have copies for each chain, or you could have wrapped versions on these chains. The pool
But
would be
wouldn't
like
it,
Pulse slash
if
prove.
you didn't have it on any other chain, wouldn't it just always come this way, and we would get all that volume?
But why wouldn't you just
Yeah,
want
it's
to
like a
buy the
vampire
other?
thing.
Why? I mean, wouldn't you want to buy the other? It's just something to think about.
Like
I
you
wouldn't
don't
go
have to buy
straight
the
to like
coin to
Pulse
use the
X is
protocol.
bullish off of this. Like I would be more like, well, I'd be like, wait, hold up.
No, I was saying like it's like PulseX, the system, as like everything goes through Pulse chain, and it burns a small fee, and we all get richer over time. And I just think like him improving this tech, and then like hopefully bringing that value back. Maybe he
Why
doesn't,
not just
but
use Pulse X?
Yeah, very true.
for
Because he
what?
wants to get
I
because
mean,
if
that
it is
would
a
be ultra
sacrifice,
burning of Pulse X. Why not use just Pulse X? Like, why are you
Well,
creating a
if
whole new token for this, man?
because if the sacrifice set gets large, then you need some sort of automated buy back and burn.
Well, you
So
have to buy the
he has to
token
do it on the
to
initial
transact with
token.
a person, don't
Well,
you?
you just, yeah, you
Do
can't
you?
airdrop it.
Beerus,
Do
You
you,
can't
Like
or is
I'm
it?
buying $1,000 car. I buy the token $1,000. I transact with the Mr. Prove, and he gets the $1,000 of Mr. Prove.
and it says the buyer pays by a bank or fintech, and
Yeah,
then
he
the seller
doesn't buy
pays
the
with
token.
coins.
But the inside transaction would be that like on your widget or your whatever it's called
I have a
extension.
I have a general question. Are you saying this is like you said? I heard the phrase private OTC, but does OTC move price of any token? OTC is making an agreement about price peer to peer, isn't it? Isn't it just one to one?
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
So you
And
still
he
need
used it.
exchange. It's not a conflict with PulseX necessarily because you still need an exchange unless you're actually saying, I just want this one token. I'm going to hodl this one token. I'm settling on price that's, probably equal to or under market price or whatever you're making an agreement, I've seen other OTCs. There was an OTC for this chain before, but like I'm curious why it didn't get used that much. Was it because it was trackable? And if it was trackable, one address exchanged with another address, I don't understand what this solves necessarily. So I'll listen more than I'll speak. I haven't heard anything really new.
Yeah, good
Um,
point. It's just I think to your point, Gary. OTC basically. And he uses, if you go back and read the status, he uses like it could be used for tickets. It can be used for pretty much anything in terms of that without having to use a
Well,
third
yeah.
party.
So the privacy part. So ZK would be data hidden.
Is there speculation that however you're getting your cash or however you're putting your cash in is not Richard? You're saying that it's still reliant on things that are already out there, and this is still just an OTC vending machine? I'm trying to get an image
Yeah. So
of
it,
this.
it basically removes the exchanges by letting you P2P, like person to person transact. Instead of you having to go to an exchange and go find that Bitcoin for 100 grand and pay
But
a
how
2% fee.
how is that different than a DEX? Because the DEX doesn't have your KYC AML,
You
and
can't use
this
credit.
OTC doesn't either. But the OTC, from what I've seen
You're
before, has been one
you're
to one.
relying a Dex. You're relying on a pool where this is guaranteed, like boom, 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 where it
Well,
can
a
be
DEX is
guaranteed.
crypto to crypto. He says the
Yeah,
Correct.
buyer is using the bank or fintech, and the seller provides the coins.
exactly. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you could use your bank, like a bank transfer or credit card, to make the payment, and on the other side, you're getting the crypto directly from a person.
And yeah, sorry, just to clarify, I misspoke. You probably wouldn't have to buy the token. It would just burn the token every transaction. So it would settle it
Yeah,
both
yeah, that
ways.
token,
Burn.
yeah, that token's not being bought with anything. It's just being burnt as a fee. But it's basically an OTC desk. One side is you can buy with fiat. So there will be some KYC if you're buying with fiat, right? If you're used doing a bank transfer or credit card, there's going to be some form of very like basic KYC. And then there's no escrow. It's all done on chain. I'm assuming like money goes into the system, which kind of does act like acts as an escrow. And then once the confirmation is that the money is there, and then there's a confirmation that the sender has sent the crypto, then fiat and crypto get exchanged. So it
The
basically
only
is a escrow.
the only way I would see this actually work mainstream is the banks would have to get on board with something like this. If they don't get on board with something like this and they just see money coming in, that is going to be an issue. Like my bank would 100% be like, where does money come from?
Can I
And
touch on that? Sorry, can I touch on that? What you just said there?
yeah.
Well,
So if you look in the thread in the whatever post, it's the payments and remittance part talking about private instant cross-border settlement without bank rails. So so technically speaking, everything can be done through this by itself. So that's very interesting. So I think it's going to be more complex than people realize because you can also sell tickets to each other, concert tickets or something. I don't know, domains. So it'll be very. I think it's more. I think this is going to be crazier than most people realize.
I found what he was promoting, which was segkp2p.xyz. I don't know if you guys ever saw that website or had a look at that protocol, but it was basically buying crypto directly from your peers using any payment network.
So Silk Road.
So like through Venmo, Cash App, Revolut, but you're still, I guess you're still using that bank.
So are we literally
Thing.
interacting with the Silk Road? Everything?
I don't know.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Good
I
question,
mean,
man.
if that's what you're
It's one
saying, then that's the
vendor. It's
Silk
one
Road
vendor,
at the
one
point
buyer.
with an actual bank account used.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it's one vendor, one buyer. Unless it's what was
Ugh.
there was a OTC. I think it still is
Yeah,
operational. I think Hex
Gary,
OTC
Gary,
is a website, right?
no, I get well. I built a multi-asset OTC. It did about 2 million. It's been running for over a year, flawlessly. The reason, probably two reasons it doesn't get used a lot. One, Richard didn't build it, and two, we have a lot of dumb whales that just would rather just click a button and sell it.
To people that will swap with Mr. Prove, or what? What's the point of us holding the Mr.
I
Prove
mean, it's
token?
Pulsex essentially. It's really just a buy and burn token, from what it sounds like.
Because if you take $1 billion and you do an OTC deal, and 1% or what, 0.5% of that, and it
Here's a
goes and
real
buys or
question:
burns.
who's actually sacrificing?
I am.
I'll do a small
Listen,
sag, and then I'm gonna buy
listen.
the dip.
Don't fud the sacrifices. All right, guys.
18
Break.
months. 18 months for this sacrifice. Around estimate 18 months.
Two
Right?
years.
Now, right, hear me out. 3 years, fair enough. Next bull market, product will be ready. Next bull market, Pulsechain is now a privacy network. Okay. Now let me ask you all one thing. Everyone on the panel. Richard Hart pumps the at this ecosystem in the next 6 to 9 months to keep your bags or keep it on pull chain and not to sell and off when you make profits. Nothing. A narrative for the chain itself. Am I the only one who's seen this, or am I just
No,
retarded? Or
Well,
that's
Might
that,
that's
is
well,
hundred
that, well,
watching.
percent.
He's
that, well, that, well,
clearly
that,
got a
well, that was a
better
mid,
statement.
that was a midterm, and then a long term outlook. It looked like initially the exchange part was going to be soon, like going up against centralized exchanges. That part of the technology was going to be soon, and then there was a midterm and a long term rollout.
So
I think the
with
18 months.
Ethereum's roadmap, they want to do anon swaps as a like every swap being anon swaps, right? I don't know if you've seen what Vitalik said on the roadmap. So if we're a direct fork and we just upgrade to whatever Ethereum rolls out, I mean technically it would be a privacy chain.
It takes
You
like
know
two,
who be
3 years. He always lets
pumping
it.
stuff like
He
this?
always lets it
You need to
fail for a
talk
bit.
to Dollar Vigilante. These guys be getting off on that stuff, and they got some money.
Oh yeah.
They're old school people. Many of y'all probably don't know who these guys are, but they're huge. They always run
Well,
a
we're big on
conference.
Monero, right?
Yeah, they always run a conference in Mexico called
Uh,
Acapulco.
Yep.
Acapulco.
Jeff
Anarcho.
Yep.
Burlick.
Yeah, in
Jeff Burlick.
Acapulco.
Yeah.
But yeah, those guys, you start pitching stuff like this to them, I think they would be highly interested in this type of stuff. There's a
Yep.
huge
And
community
Kea, see
around it.
that 18 months thing. That 18 months thing he's talking about. You'll see the full effect of the buy and burn in 18 months.
No,
I
bro.
don't know if that.
No, no,
It's
no,
not
no.
just the
Listen,
buy
this
and
is
burn,
No,
this
I
bro.
is
think he's
It
broke.
ready.
show it.
This is broken down into like multiple rollouts. It's not just going to happen right away. So like, the first thing might be the OTC, the swaps and stuff. Like everything else is going to be built out over time. It's not all going to be ready and packaged and ready to go straight away. It's going to be like
Okay.
the very basic version of it, which I'm assuming is going to be the escrow PVP swaps, right? And then everything else will come down the line. So it might not even have a token right away. That token might not even be there right away.
Okay. I thought he had like everything will be ready, and then that 18
No,
months
bro.
thing was the high
If
upside he was
if you
talking
actually
about.
read the tweet, it basically breaks it down like what's going to get rolled out, right? I don't know what the
Yeah.
roadmap is, but it ain't all happening at once. But I'm telling you, it's not how this shit works.
I'm excited for the long term on RWAs and real estate though, because this could
Yeah.
definitely like imagine a $200,000 transaction where it's like completely privacy, and then you have a 0.5% fee off that.
You're thinking small, brother. Imagine like $1 billion transaction or $100 million transaction.
Well, I know. I'm just saying, like that's what's coming, and it's huge. Like BlackRock's already trying to push that.
What do you think the liquidity is going to be
Imagine
on
it's being
Mr. Prove? Like the starting liquidity? It'd be weird.
imagine it's being used for concert tickets and like actual like licenses and passports and stuff.
For
Like
raids, for shit, man. It could, man. It could lead to something, something crazy, bro.
like it's more than $1 billion, bro. This is crazy.
Exactly.
If you want to
I
I mean,
fully
if you
don't
want to
hundred
cash to
percent.
fiat, bro.
I don't fully 100% understand it yet. I'm still learning. I'm listening to you guys educate me right now, and I am getting to it. So it's like you don't need to be on centralized exchanges. But my only question is, how do I avoid like the bank? Right? You put money into crypto from a bank, the bank can shut down your bank, kind of thing. Right? Like, is there a what? How is this gonna be any different from that? If that makes sense. I've had a bank account shut down literally just because I cashed out crypto, nothing else. Always paid everything on time, had that bank for over 10 years. And just because I started cashing out money out of crypto into my bank got shut down. So what's the difference like with this? Is it more of a positive for your banks? That's my question here
I
right now.
I would guess the
I think it
difference
would be
is that you're not receiving it from a crypto exchange. Like you're not receiving fiat from a crypto exchange, but you're receiving it as as a almost like from another payment account,
Perfect. Yeah.
right? So
That's
so
not,
when
I
you
mean, it's like
but
taking
even
money
then you're
from
gonna have to
Zelle.
declare.
It's like
Yep.
taking $1 million from Zelle. Like the bank would 100% shut it down and say where this money came from.
Yeah,
Well,
for
I'm
sure.
reading here if
Yeah,
it's
there
like a
you go.
ZK, then you can do it through Venmo, Cash App, Wise, Revolut,
Yeah.
off
And there's
chain.
lots of look. There's even exchanges you can send to, and then you can use their cards. They pay you to take out cash. Some exchanges pay you 2% when you take out a certain amount.
Yeah, and
So
that's the difference. Is the exchanges get it, and instead of him getting it, it's going to go to a token. So that's kind of dope. He's like giving back to the people.
Watch the money.
But here's the thing, right? Last time there was a
You,
sacrifice, guys. Hex went from 1 cent to 50 cent. I wonder if the cores do anything, not similar, not 50x because you got a lot more. It's not just one token, but liquidity wise, guys. Like Hex back then, liquidity was actually bigger than the whole chain's liquidity right now. So it could be interesting to see what happens.
You
I
should do
think
it.
he timed
Seasonal
it. Like Ethereum
greetings.
looks really strong.
Seasonal greetings, boys. Seasonal greetings. The match is getting struck right now.
You should do
He
it,
has
Wait,
the
I just
match
wanted
18,
locked
to
in.
18 months is May 2027, just so you know.
Maverick, go ahead, and I just wanted to say something about the bank account stuff.
Thank you. Yeah, if he's gonna do a sacrifice, he should do it exclusively for Hex. Is there any word on what he's gonna do it for?
Why would he do it exclusively for
Why
Hex?
would he
That's
do?
what it's
Nah,
hard.
One thing is inflating the hell out of us. That's
I don't realize people are narrow-minded and blinded. Just because you don't hold hex, if someone dumps hex, it dumps your bags as well. Hope you do realize that it works that way. It's logical. So
That's
if he
not.
does do hex, guess what? It helps the whole ecosystem. Not saying, not, yeah,
yeah, but
like that is.
you're not gonna call. Yeah, but if you're gonna do a sacrifice, right? You want to take in as many coins as you can from
That is
all of your
true as well.
tokens,
100%. I agree.
and whatever external coins that you can take, whether that's ETH, whether that's Wrap BTC, whether that's stables,
It will help
whatever
Mr.
it
Proof.
is.
Just a sort of a general question. Where do you think the core coins will fit into this, or will they fit into this? I'm sure they will in some
And a
way.
liquidity
But
pool.
yeah, but I mean, is is there a front end that everybody can see when this launches? Is it, or is it just a
It
browser
sounds like it'll be a
plugins?
widget, yeah, where you on all
Oh,
browsers you can use it, like just like MetaMask.
okay. And do you think there will be default listings in the widget, or will it just be a minimalist type thing?
We'll find out in less than 24 hours, boys.
Yeah, we're not even listed on
Yeah,
any exchanges, so I don't know.
Well, he was
yeah.
late with the
Should be a,
announcement, so he's probably late on the 24 hours too.
But don't you think there'll be
yeah.
IPFS and not a widget? Like, wouldn't it be like his other shit?
Yeah,
Wouldn't it?
you have to
Download
download
it.
the
Yeah, yeah.
extension. So yeah, it's not going to be
He
for
said
the normal
widget, right?
person.
Not yeah, I think he said
It ain't
widget.
going to be for the normal person.
That's what I was trying to
I'm
confirm
I'm in the
this.
I'm in the middle of a motorway here. I'm just going to knock off again. Cheers, lads. Talk to you later.
All
Adios,
right, cheers,
amigo.
bro.
You on some?
Hey, is that your brother, Ali? Ali got excited. You
Yeah,
guys
you
are.
know, he said, yeah, I did. Yeah, he sounds from Dublin as well, so I love seeing it. More people from Pulsechain from Dublin, man. That's what you want to see, bro.
Is he using a new tech or is just existing tech and just doing some other extra shit?
Well, it's existing tech. Yeah, he's just like rolling it all together into like one thing.
Yeah.
It's ZK and someone was mentioning it earlier. I forget the other thing.
Would have been a nice little real world asset
Bullish.
launched
Bullish.
back when
Where
real
can
world
send my
assets
money?
were mooning.
Well, we all
Yeah,
know
I
that
want to sacrifice
we
now.
all know that he's always late to the party, but it's better late
Jeez,
than never, right?
I
Um,
guess
Or how is he late? What?
real world assets like moon like a year ago, bro.
He's gonna
Yeah,
be
but like
late.
nothing's really came to fruition.
I think they will have their run again, though, for sure.
Next month,
Like
right?
the narrative started, but like you can't just implement it the
No,
next
hundred
month.
percent,
Like
hundred
this is the
percent.
first time I've seen something fucking built, like ready to go.
Yeah, this is for
Yeah.
sure. Right, listen. Let me ask the panel one question, one by one. Simple TLDR: bullish or bearish? Panos, bullish or bearish, bro?
bullish.
Mikkel, bullish or bearish?
Giga bullish.
Moon King, bullish or bearish?
Both.
Bro,
Bearish on everybody who has assets on Pulse Chain. Bullish long
We'll take
term,
it as a
like
bullish.
5 to 10 years from now.
okay. Almighty, bullish or bearish?
Short term bearish, long term, medium term bullish.
Okay, fair enough. Royson, bullish or bearish?
Omega bullish.
Extrovert, bullish or bearish?
Yeah, I agree. Short term bullish, long term. Short term bearish, long term bullish.
Okay, no problem. Pete, bullish or bearish? Pete's always bullish. You don't even know what's going on.
I think we're going to see the strong projects succeed short and long term.
I just hope your internet connection succeeds at this moment, bro. Uh,
That's a bearish
Grandmaster,
signal.
bullish or bearish? Bullish. Are you bullish, Grandmaster?
You
I've
got me.
never been happier. Never been
You
happier.
got
This
me.
is what I've been waiting for all my life.
Everybody on the chain has worked hard over the last 2 years, and it's all about to get thrown away for all your work that you did. Over people that's going to run over to a coin that chances are probably ain't going to do much long term because these governments are definitely going to crack down on stuff like this. So I love the privacy aspect. I'm just not sold.
What do they crack down on though? Like there's nothing to crack down on.
First off, name me one outside of eBay.
These
Like
nuts.
Silk Road already attempted this and it just got demolished. And before it even got demolished, it wasn't even really being used like crazy. And it wasn't being used for the good stuff. So I just don't think that I'm just not sold. I'm not sold.
Who's gonna keep reading?
Let's talk to your. Is your neighbor going to use this?
Let's continue.
Yes or no? Is your neighbor
No,
going to
but
use
like
this?
we're all gonna
I'm
use
gonna
it.
use it if it's actually like
It
P2P and no banks involved and no centralized. No, I mean, sorry,
Is it
no
going to be
centralized
like
exchanges involved. I'll be using it.
like circle jerk PTP with the 600 people in here?
Yeah,
Like,
hold on. Is this something multi-chain or just for like
That's the
Pulse chain?
question,
yeah, it's
right?
multi-chain.
Multi-chain.
If it's
yeah, it's same
multi-chain,
thing.
ain't
It's
that
same
like
thing. It's same
even
thing.
bigger, right?
It's gonna be huge, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
I'd say
just
multi-chain, but it brings value back to Pulse.
personally, I'm not convinced,
But you
man.
haven't given me a reason why banks can shut it down because there's no,
I
you
just
literally
told
can't.
you, bro. It happened. Have you ever used Zelle and tried to take a bunch of money in before
Okay,
they
I'll give you
stop?
that. Like the direct payments to bank, I don't know. They could crack down on you, but I think
They
you could actually
will
still
crack
receive the
down on you.
payment.
It's not no
But
could.
Fuck
They
the
everything
will.
else is
banks.
still bullish, dude. Like
Fuck the
crypto
banks. We
payments,
don't need the
RWA is on
banks.
chain.
The whole point of crypto is get rid of banks. We don't need banks. You can buy houses here with
Ali,
It's not
shut
50%
real.
up,
It's
down.
not
man. You
reality.
do
That's not
need banks,
reality.
man.
The sacrifice. I
Nah,
think
no, no,
that's what's
no, bro. There's
bothering
all
you.
kinds of real world assets that I see that I'm just like, bro, what are the chances of these things actually like taking off? And
Yo,
none of
quick
them have.
question. Did he say the word sacrifice?
But yeah, he's
Yes.
probably gonna
Yeah.
launch it when
Yeah, it's
at
the
the
same.
top,
So
so we can
I'm just
fucking,
being, I'm just
Interesting.
being, I'm
you
just
know,
being, I'm just
you know
being
what I'm
honest,
saying?
man. I'm just being real. Like that's just, like if you're not willing to advertise it and market that stuff, that's the problem. What kind of marketing has been done for Pulse Chain? Zero, outside of some tablets. So if you think you're gonna market this PTP, you gotta market that stuff. And I
Is
just
somebody
don't see that
talking?
happening.
Yeah, Beerus is talking.
Hey,
Mikhail,
Roots
drop
is
I
down
just
and
talking.
don't
come
see
back
that
up.
happening.
Oh my god.
You know who's gonna have to market? You, Bearish.
I've already done it, brother. It doesn't work. It's done. It's dead. I had people tell me Pulse Chain is old, bro. I lost my shit for a second. I was like, wait a second, you think it's old? I'm like, damn, we ain't even pumped
Guys,
yet, bro.
guys,
It's like
guys.
we're
But here's
old.
the thing, though, right? If green
Ah,
candles do come, it's gonna be so much easier
yeah, I
to
know. That's
market,
why
though,
KR,
man.
what's the
who
money gonna?
knows?
Where's the money gonna go? That the ETH money. What's it gonna pump? Is it gonna pump this new coin or is it gonna pump the cores?
Guys, can
Pumping
I
the
give you
coin is
a
pumping the cores.
Go ahead,
hey
John.
guys, can I
Sorry.
give you a take on can I give you a take on the sacrifice?
Yeah,
Go
for
ahead.
sure.
So I've only just woken up, so I haven't sort of had a chance to read all the whole long blurb that he spilled out and what that means tech wise. But from a sacrifice point of view, one thing I spoke about for 12 months or more ago is how he would use a sacrifice at this point of the market and why that would be effective. So what happened last time and why the sacrifice was effective is because everyone was the coins got pumped up so high in value, looked awesome, paper value was out of this world. But if everyone wanted to cash out, there wasn't enough liquidity to do that. So having the sacrifice enabled everyone to roll over their paper value into this next cycle without paying taxes, without murdering everything at the time. So
Everybody's
this,
down though.
Super
no,
down.
I get that. But what if,
You're
but
actually
what
taking
if
a
they're
loss.
not?
It's actually good for you to take a loss.
Yeah, but what if you're missing the longer term game here? If he was to pump it now, what's everyone going to do? They're going to sell the shit out of it because they've got nowhere else to go
But
to
you can
roll
say
that
that
over
about
into the next
everything. If
market.
he pumps
Yeah,
gold
I'm
in a
gonna say
year,
the
everyone's gonna sell.
sacrifice. I'm gonna say the sacrifice is a slap in the face for anyone that's been here for 2 years. Just I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'll be honest with you as well. Like as soon as I read sacrifice, I went, oh, fuck.
And
But
everyone's thinking of it. Everyone's thinking. I'm the only one saying it. So I'm gonna look at the
yeah,
bad
no,
guy.
but
I
what
understand. I'm gonna be the bad guy
I
in this
had a
conversation.
loyalist.
But everyone's
but
thinking
let,
it.
B Roots is
All the
100%
projects that
right.
they worked on. Anyone that worked on projects
Yeah.
and made projects, you're about to get slapped in the
Yeah,
face.
but Meekin,
Anyone, anyone
I
that
don't.
anyone that sacrificed in the last 2 years, you're about to get slapped in the face because you're about to like see your value go down even more as people chase another
What
coin.
if you're not though? Let,
B Roots is not lying. I had a loyalist, a Hex OG, literally say that. He feels kind of upset because now that he's wondering if the cores are going to get pumped or not.
Oh,
He
they're going
is,
to get
I agree with B
demolished.
Roots.
Well, they're not going to get sold, so it's
guys,
not it's
Yeah.
not necessarily pumped. So they're not going to get sold. But if you did not, if it's not a core coin, um,
uh,
you're about to like
I'll give you another
it's
take on it.
the true
I'll,
communities are going to be shown. We're going to see the true
So,
communities
so
shown.
uh,
here's my one thing that I want to say to this, right? I'm a bit confused how a sacrifice could be bearish if you're taking sell pressure off people's hands if he uses the core coins. How is that bearish if that's
Because you
less
don't
sell
know if he's
pressure?
going to sell it. You don't know if he's going to sell it if it's not his coins. Good luck.
But I mean, you could go
Okay,
off,
what?
number one, we all know, right? Richard doesn't realistically promote. He's learned his lesson in that regard. He don't promote other projects, right? I get it. People sacrifice for things, trash like liquid loans and all the other garbage. But in regards to Pulse Chain sacrifice, you was up 3x at one point and you was up 6x if you was a whale and you was in profit, and so it's a question of, how does it make it bearish if you have someone who's a whale who's been selling continuously on
Did
this
he sell?
chain
Did he
who
sell
goes,
the
I'm
last
going to put
It's
sacrifice
100k
coins?
into it?
It's only a net
Did he
positive.
sell his last sacrifice coins? Does anybody know?
Pardon?
Did he sell the last coins that got sacrificed to him? Does anybody
Not the
know?
Yeah, all
hex.
the
We
chain
we
link,
know
all
that he
everything.
never sold the hex that got sacrificed, that's for sure.
What about all the others?
That's a question, that's a very good question that I can't answer.
But it turned into the treasury. So like why would it even like don't sacrifice if you don't want to sacrifice? It's a simple tool to use. I think it's smart for him to use that. But the other
It
way is
sold
he has to
a
do
lot.
a fucking
It sold a lot of the alts that it got in the sacrifice per day.
No,
I
no
think it
one,
right,
happens.
but
no
it's
one.
a
I
net
think it happens
positive,
again.
no matter
I
how
think it
you play
happens
it.
again. It's a way to scare people to flush them out of the projects. If that does happen, is that right? I don't know. I mean, will he do that? We don't know. But if it
I,
was me and I wanted to scare people away out of those projects and go more into my projects, that would be the way to do it.
I think you're missing a bit of a point here where everything can pump. So, okay, Richard does a sacrifice. Does he want, like everyone's feeling poor as shit, prices down. Does he want a sacrifice set that makes a little bit of money, or does he want to be able to gloat and say, this one made $2 billion this time? And the way he can do that is set up a sacrifice, pump the entire chain. If he pumps cores, we all know that's going to pump everything else everyone's holding anyway because they're all liquidity bound. So you get this massive paper value game where everything's getting jacked to the roof. He can then say, okay, guys, if you want to sacrifice whatever you want to sacrifice, send it across into the sacrifice pool. I've now done a sack worth $2 billion this time. Look at me. Everyone's transferred that value again into the next cycle. Some people will cash out. Hopefully more will cash out this time than last. But it's that chance to keep repeating this
It's the reload,
time and
An
bro.
time again.
airdrop, an
It's the
airdrop is a
reload.
way
It's
to an
reload
airdrop is a
screen.
way to say thank you for doing what you've been doing. Every chain
And
in
everyone
crypto
drops
does that.
airdrops in everyone just market sells airdrops. So don't there's no price value on
What
their
happened to
purchase.
Pulsex? People sacrificed for Pulsex. What happened? They market sold it. What's the difference?
Yeah, no, but the
Where'd the
difference
ben
is you've got a zero cost base. If you get airdrop something, you've got a zero cost base and you don't care how much you sell it for, it's all profit.
Just saying,
That's
man.
true. That's true.
Everyone's thinking what I'm thinking. They're just not saying it.
No,
so
I'm think
I don't
I'm
know how you
no,
see this as a
I'm
net
not
negative.
disagreeing with you. I was the first to say I didn't. As soon as I read sacrifice, I thought this is going to go down like a lead balloon. But I think if he is planning on doing that value transfer like he did last time, I think it could work if people see the original funds getting injected into the chain and pumping their bags.
Now
Yeah,
let
like
me be a devil's advocate to my own thinking. He comes back streaming, talking about his product and how you can buy into Pulse Chain or Hex or any of this stuff, and everyone sees it, and everyone outside of us gets bullish on it. Now we're talking. But if he continues doing what he's doing and just be quiet and just does it, it's not going to have the same
No, and
effect
that
as we had last time.
totally agree. And I think that's part of the plan is everyone's going, oh, we've got to see green candles to see the marketing. This is his way of doing that, dragging in fresh capital and rolling it over.
Yeah,
It
pump
makes
the
sense
chain.
from that point of view.
Pump the
even
chain
if
during the
the
sack to get more accrued value for sure. Like you would ramp. Like remember the sacrifice phases last time? Cause just rallied for the whole sack
Yep.
phase.
But
So
he was marketing last time. If it was just us marketing, it wouldn't have been the same thing.
yeah,
That is true.
yeah, for sure. He needs to do something for it. That's for sure. He needs to make
He
some sort
started.
of public
He
move.
started with. Sorry, Craig. Yeah, but he started with them tablets. He's already started the marketing. It's already.
Yeah,
He is
yeah.
starting.
It's in process. It's in
No,
process.
he's gonna come back and do a video, like an interview though. He's waiting for a huge like following though. Like
Maybe.
I feel like
That's
it's
why he's
pretty clear at
commenting
this
under
point.
everyone's post.
I
He
just
started
hope
to
FOMO.
comment
obviously
under random people's posts.
I just hope cores are included in that sack because that'll be a great, like a really good supply sink, like really good.
Yeah, it would be
even if
bearish. I would agree to everyone's point here that it would be bearish if cores weren't included. You know why? Because people
Oh,
are gonna market
terrible.
dump the cores to get into the token that they need to sacrifice, right? In that regard, I 100% agree. It would be
Yeah,
bearish, right? But I also just like it's kind of wild, like. Me personally, I'll sacrifice some, maybe 5% of my portfolio. Nothing major, right? Because this is a long term cook when you think about it.
Yeah,
And maybe you have a chance to buy the dip, when it does come out, like Pulsechain did, and then you could add an opportunity to buy a dip 80-90%. That's the only way I see it bearish if cores are not included in the sacrifice coins that you can sacrifice.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't see a
but
world where he doesn't include them. That would be
if
mental.
even if the project is ready now, he's not gonna launch it now. Like they'll
I think
break the
I
whole
think
system,
the
bro.
sacrifice will be both. It'll be like last time, but this time including not only Hex but the rest of the core coins, maybe even other projects, right? PRC20 tokens, whatever. But I think he's not gonna ostracize anyone off this chain. He's gonna be like ETH, BNB, all of that stable and
Yeah,
pulse chain coins.
yeah, for sure. Because he doesn't want people to just rate this chain like 60% to get like ETH to go sack.
Or does he?
It would go straight to zero because let's say people want like 7 million worth of accrued value and they've only got that in cores, they'll dump 7 million worth and that's it.
It help
See you
him
later,
also
did
with
side.
that,
And he could give
with
a
this approved.
bonus to people that use core coins, which would also like bring buy pressure
That would be
to
good. Yeah, then they'd buy
right
this one first. Yeah,
instead of
that's it.
sacking their stables or their ETH. If they
Yeah,
buy Pulse and sack the Pulse, they get a multiplier or bonus, some kind of bonus.
yeah. Be
Do
funny if it's only
do
Hex
you
again.
guys
That'll make me laugh so hard.
do you guys see this as like a building add-on
But yeah,
to
definitely he's
blockchain?
not launching anytime soon.
What's it?
But Guagon, we can't hear you, bro. You're really quiet.
Oh, sorry. Do you guys see this like as an add-on, or is it something like, okay, Pulse kind of failed, so we're trying something new, you know? Because I don't see how it's
That's
an
a good
add-on.
question. I will say this: the timing. If you think about the timing of this sacrifice to the last sacrifice, it was end of cycle things, right? It was a way to carry value over to the next project from Hex.
Save the cycle.
Right. I'm just wondering if it's like, cause he's not talking too much about Pulse Chain there. It's more like fiat, Ethereum, everything else. Is it more like, all right, guys, we're trying something new here. You know, it's kind of worrying.
It could be, but he'll never say that. But yeah, it could. It could be, right?
Yeah, I
It's a
don't
good
know. But
question.
to be honest, and any investor who's seeing what's happening, if you wanted this proof token, you can just wait until it's cheap. To be honest, 5 times cheaper, if anything.
Well, like, you mean like wait for it to launch and then buy it?
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Just from wallet gazing, we've watched Richard, or we've watched an entity try to move some of the sacrifice money into Pulse Chain to pump our bag. And my theory is Richard sat down with like I think it was, I forget, $40 million, and he just started scaling this $40 million worth of ETH and other shit into Pulse and Hex, pumping Pulse and Hex, 2 years ago. And he's got a problem because every time he scales money into the
Don't say
chain to
it,
pump
bro.
our bags,
Don't say it,
we
bro.
dump we dump
L
on his
take.
head.
No,
We
fat
dump
L
on his
take.
head.
L take, bro. L. Like, don't even
Well,
say that kind of crap.
It
L
wasn't.
take.
this is my
It
this is
wasn't
I'm
my
even.
confused.
question though.
Why is it an L
It
take?
it
It's an L take
if
because you had a pdai exploit.
Me say it in a better way, right? It hundred like brother, you gotta understand. A sacrifice is a sacrifice, right? It's basically we call it a sacrifice to put it a certain way. It's a pre-sale, right? Every single pre-sale, when you're above your pre-sale, you have guys that will sell. Guys who are in profit are going to sell. It's just logic, right? Him getting dumped on, yes, it was horrible, but at the same time, I'm 99.9% sure he knew that was going to happen, right? He knew that there'll be people exiting because that's just how it is, right? That's just
yeah.
life in general. Any crypto project, look at even that pump that launched on that, they had a 1.5 billion sacrifice. The project went up for like 10, 15 minutes and dumped instantly hard because everyone was
Yeah.
selling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
It's just every pre-sale you'll see a sell-off, right? The thing that we have as a community, the problem here is that everyone was expecting a 10,000x off the bat. And that's the problem, in my humble opinion. And that's where people got things wrong. And people thought it was going to be a 10,000x off the bat. People didn't get that 10,000x off the bat. So people got frustrated. People are upset. People are mad because they thought it would be quick gains. They missed out on Hex, or they got into Hex. They see that gains and then they rotated that into Pulse Chain. And that's my personal humble opinion. Now, to say, 20 million and to get dumped, and you have the biggest whales ever on this chain, the biggest sacrificer completely sold out, the individual biggest sacrificer completely out of his bags, many other big whales completely out of their bags, right? That is way less sell pressure. That's what you want people to sell early for the
Yeah,
price to go
100%.
higher in the future, right? That you got to see that every token, Moonking can vouch on this. SHIB didn't just do a 10,000x off the back. I bet it had 90% dips before it even got to 150x, 200x, because that's just how it happens. You need to distribute the supply among the holders. It's just
And
logical,
he
brother.
still has the ETH too. Like he has their money. And then he makes this black hole of a ecosystem where everything takes 0.5% every transaction and it builds it into the ecosystem. So it's kind of good that we're down in the depths of price. Like we don't want to be high valuation right now.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with you. And I would just, I mean, I would argue that if he did try to just ape up the price by dumping the bag in, I think it would just get sold down again because it just pumping the price with cash doesn't create the market sentiment of a higher price where people are willing to hold. So I think what
But
he's
here's the
doing
beauty of
now
it.
is
Here's the beauty
he's
of it, Hexter.
continuing.
You're
Yeah.
for right. You're correct to a certain degree, right? Some people are gonna sell, but I guarantee you one thing for sure, brother. The people that are gonna sell early, let's just say he rotates slowly, he rotates 10, 15 million, pumps the chain 4 5x. The people that sell early, I can assure you on this, they will be buying back higher. This is the logic of a human being. It is called FOMO. It is the biggest drug in history of crypto. Fear of missing out, right? And this is what you need to understand, in my opinion. That yes, you will get a sell-off. 100%. Anytime the chain pumps, you get a sell-off. But you also get people that think they're traders, they're doing RSIs and MACDs and CPIs and data rise and vaporize and Jata rides on the charts, and then they buy back higher. Because it just always happens, bro. It's logic, right? I want to move away from this, bro. I don't know if you're still there.
Gary's got some good. He put some
Yeah,
good
let's
stuff in
get
there.
Gary
So
Gary to
Gary,
speak
put your
now,
hand
bro.
up. You got your hand up, bro.
I've got three topics and just general topics for anybody to discuss. One is it seems like it wouldn't be like 0x Coast, which is effectively sending in money through a bank account, cash, fiat, euro, dollar, whatever you want to call it. And then they have their own agreement with a bank that's basically a burn and a mint function. So they mint a stable coin based on the transaction has settled. Once it's settled, then that stable coin goes into the marketplace of crypto, DeFi, and then it has a redemption path that basically has a burning mechanism when you want to cash out to your KYC bank that you set up, which I think it's like old, it's not, it's like, I forgot the name of it, like old something or whatever the name of the bank is. So it's not that mechanism. And it seems like in what Richard posted, it's using proofs to say fiat, like if I want to buy from KR, I've got to prove that my bank account sent dollar converted to euro or whatever currency he's in, it's settled. And then that proof is effectively releasing the escrow. So one question is anytime that you touch an oracle, anytime that you touch the real world, if you want to call it that, of fiat, you have clawback mechanisms. You can say, my kid did it, I got scammed, I got scopolamined in South America, give me back my money, I can prove that it wasn't me, whatever. So one issue is if you're using fiat, is you have a clawback mechanism. It happens with every credit card, every debit transaction, settlement. It doesn't matter if it's a wire. You always have a mechanism that you can sue and you can get your money back. So that's been a problem back when Panos was saying something about Bitcoin's the website that you could do Bitcoin stuff. And I used to do that actually for the Hex stuff, which was kind of a delayed arbitrage, which was it used to be called Purse. There's other ones now that Roger Ver launched, or he was a founder of, which was basically you could buy shit from Amazon. You could buy hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of stuff for other people, and because it arrived at their house, once it arrived, it was confirmed. Then they released the bitcoins, and then they paid the person that bought it on their behalf. So you're using credit card arbitrage. You're using eBay. You're using all these different things, and I did that for several $100,000 worth back in Hex's AA. So One is clawback. Two is, if you're using these proof systems, how does that get solved? Because it seems like this is a non-custodial, non-banking mechanism. This is just a crypto interfacing with an oracle, which is effectively the bank saying, yes, the money got released. One is the escrow mechanism. The second is this doesn't, you guys were saying, and I agree that Richard has to promote this, but I don't think he's going to, because I posted up in the nest, the samurai guys went to jail. And they were non-custodial wallet. They were a mixing mechanism. If CZ pays 4 billion because things happen on his exchange, and he goes to jail as a founder, even though he never touched these transactions directly. I don't think that Richard is going to be the guy promoting this. And secondly, naively, a lot of the OG and Hex promoted a lot of stuff, and then we got letters because we were doxxed and we were out there as influencers and traceable and all that stuff, right? So, like, who's going to promote it is the second question. And
I
then the
will
third,
publicly
the
say
last,
I will
the,
publicly say I would not promote it, and I would not be sacrificing, and I would not be using this
Yeah, so
ecosystem.
the last question is, what moves the price? We care about price, and if you're going to say, I want to escrow because I want to OTC, and I'm willing to wait for that delay of that proof to happen. When I was using Purse and Amazon, it took 2 weeks, and the price on Bitcoin, when it's real stable, Ethereum when it's real stable, fine. You're getting 20% discount on your Bitcoin or your ETH price because you're buying on someone else's behalf. They're getting a discount on their Amazon price, and they're keeping their own KYC for little purchases, thousands of dollars maybe at the most. But like, price moves in bull markets. And so do you want to be in an escrow OTC contract and waiting for that to be released 4 days, 5 days, 3 days, 8 days? And, so one is chargeback, two is who's going to promote it, and three is it actually going to do something that moves the price or makes it attractive for someone to say, I want to buy on a discount because I don't want to move the price against me by buying through a DEX like Pulsex or anything else. So that's the three topics.
I ain't promoting this.
Yeah. For the topic that you mentioned about like the samurai founders, obviously, like I don't, I agree. Like, I don't think he's gonna like promote it personally. I think he's gonna expect the community to talk about it. Because yeah, I mean, even though he's probably somewhere that he's not extraditable, he's still not going to put his name to it. So he's going to expect the community to promote something like that, which again comes with some issues, right? As B Roots mentioned. So I don't know.
Because even if it's cool now, you're still on record. So it might be cool now, but it was cool for all them other people, the Silk Road guys, and then until it wasn't, and then that's what happens. So that's why I am the way I am.
Okay, so B Roots, my question to you, brother, right?
Hmm.
Is if you see a turnaround in this chain, if you see Richard Hart come back and stream, if you see everything getting ticked in your boxes, would you pivot and would you change your mind in regards to promoting something that could be beneficial for next cycle for this chain?
I would promote Pulse Chain and PTGC. I would not promote this product because I would not potentially futuristic criminate myself. So if he
Mm,
can protect himself, why wouldn't I?
interesting. I feel you. Like on that note, though, breaking news. He has. This is weird, right? He's just tweeted an anonymous donor wants to buy a nice MrProve logo. The one he likes best. Hexagons are cool. A shield shape is cool. Not sure both shapes can work together. High contrast gradients are cool. Contest ends in 6 hours. $10,000.
So
Bro's trying to get a logo
in
in
6 hours.
6 hours.
Almighty. Almighty's the
I
man for
mean,
that.
that's what AI is for. I'm confused. What's going on here?
Bro, that's what AI is for. Absolutely. Why get doxxed on receiving anything? No way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously bullish. I think you probably all know that. But from my perspective, it's really the timing of it, right? Because I think a lot of people will look at this and say, "Oh, it's just another sacrifice," right? But they fail to realize that next month the quantitative tightening is gone. So just like Hex, right? It launched right at the tail end of that as well, and so I just caution people. that, you may want to rethink that judgment.
Yeah, this is probably ready and for altcoin season,
Did you say altcoin season?
Ethereum season, baby.
Ad season, ad season.
Money printer coming. So, it's like if money is helicopter raining next year, what are you thinking is going to happen? Like, if this is the linkage to the money pots. So, I mean, why would this not be good?
Does this give you confidence if you're wallet watching, big accounts, that's the habit inside of a public blockchain, and you just see money up, basically coins appear, and now you don't have a source. You don't know where it came from. You just, like, does that give you confidence in who has, supply, in the whole pump fund kind of narrative? Like, oh, there's 80% is burned, or does that help you in any of your like analysis of there's a depleting supply because there's less now, although this wallet just got it from a mysterious place? Like, does it help your speculation?
Personally, I don't care. I just want to see the ecosystem succeed. That's really the end objective.
Yeah, I was kind of asking KR and Panos more than yourself. People that really talk about wallets.
Sorry, can you just say that last part again?
Does this help you in your speculation? If basically wallet watching isn't a thing, like it's always going to be a thing. I think that if coins just appear into a wallet and you don't know the source where it transacted from, if it basically you have an air gap and you break that, does that help your speculation on a coin, whether it's an L1, a DEX, a meme? Does it help you to say, yeah, I'm gonna jump in on this thing because this other guy just received $1 million worth out of thin air? Does that help you?
I think it'd be more helpful if you could still wallet watch, right? Because then you'd know for sure where the money's coming from. And I think it's best that we don't, that there isn't there is a privacy aspect, but I don't think that would change my perspective on, like, I'll make me more like bullish because there is a air gap, if that's what you're asking.
Well, I'm asking, like how much of a person's portfolio that's been in crypto for many, many years and cycles is Monero or Zcash or anonymized, and then has to be re-explained whenever you're actually going to spend it, especially if it's something that is attached to title, like real estate or whatever.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see
Yeah,
what you're
but
saying.
the game has kind of changed, right? Wall Street and the government are now involved heavily in crypto, so we kind of know the game. They want to dump on us, and so if they don't know how to know where things are coming from, that game is now over.
Yeah, but government being more anonymous and less transparent isn't necessarily the trend desire. I mean, again, everyone's frustrated because it doesn't matter what you and I say about federal government; it will still send $100 billion to a different country without any of our participation, and you're not buying your eggs with it. Like, that's the frustration. I just watched 1984 again today, so I'm a little bit cynical.
I can understand. I mean, in a quantitative tightening environment that we've been in for the past 2 years, a lot of people are going to be very cynical, and that's why I think, again, they're going to misjudge a lot of this stuff that's coming. A lot of people misjudged Hex, and it basically got released at the end of a quantitative tightening period.
B Roots, you still in the room?
Yeah, go ahead.
If today Monero made an announcement and said that they're going to launch meme coins and other DeFi platform products, would you promote them?
Monero.
Basically, if there was a privacy element, which is basically the L1 of Monero, and you can only transact with Monero as far as buying or selling any coin that's any other subset coin or meme coin or anything like that. Like, I'm questioning the value in 2025 of cypherpunk narratives, privacy
Um,
and those things.
publicly, it's not in my best interest. So probably not. No.
99% concentration odds. You might wait to the last possible second to see if the OA has participated or not. And still, I bet you, I bet you that last nanosecond, you're like, oops, 8 trillion,
No, no,
8
that's what I'm
trillion went
saying.
in.
We all know that.
Facts.
We all know that one's his. I'm just saying, like, we could all agree, like, okay, that was definitely his wallet. So if we take that wallet out, just the pure community of crypto, do you think it goes over or under 200 million?
I think it'll be over. But you know what the crazy thing is? Why he hasn't
Under, bro.
advertised this around? He hasn't been advertising it around only for us because he wants most of the core tokens away. The more tokens that are gone away, the core tokens, the more easier, let's say hypothetically, if he pumps, it'll be easier for him. New money coming in from outside the chain coming in will be harder. So he doesn't give a shit the new people sacrificing for this. He only needs
Yo,
us to
bro,
sacrifice.
can I just ask a question on that point real quick? That is a good point that you're making, but can I ask a question on that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, fair enough. Maybe he leaves it open for us. At what point does he actually go after someone else?
I think after he wants the FOMO. I think when he starts injecting, he wants
Echo
people to
chamber.
buy green candles. So whatever he's injecting, it gets multiplied by 4. Because people only buy green candles. So the less people that have cores
Bro,
here,
I'm getting PTSD from the pulse chain sacrifice promotion right now.
Price was Hex at in the beginning of the sacrifice, and what was the price of Hex towards the end of the sacrifice?
Yeah,
It went
it
from
went up.
one
It went
cent
up.
to 50
It
cent.
started like 4 cents, and on the pulse chain sacrifice, I think it started at 4 cents, went up to about 17, roughly. I'm pulling these figures out, but like roughly around there. It started about four,
It went from
ended
one
about
cent to
17.
50 cent.
No,
If
One
no,
if
it
you
cent.
didn't.
if
1
you
Not
cent was the
during
include
the pulse
both,
chain
announcement. 1 cent was the
sacrifice.
announcement, not the actual sacrifice.
if you include both from the announcement, it went from
Yeah.
1 cent to 50 cent.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
Yeah, it did. It did during that time, but not while those particular sacrifice phases were open. Like
Okay,
the hype around it, yes, it did make that big pump. But the and by the way, I hope that happens for Pulse Chain. But you got to remember, Hex was already up like 150x, if not more, before he announced it. So that was like the last leg. You know what I mean?
The issue is the marketing behind that is that the other people have is fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. So the problem is like
Yeah, we've
to
already
have that
been
same
fooled twice,
effect.
brother.
Yeah, to have that same effect, you actually have to make Pulse Chain go, and if it doesn't go, it's gonna be pretty bad in my
boy,
opinion.
Actually,
boy, boy.
Richard also has said 1,000 times he doesn't like to promote products that are not his. So how do you get out of the conundrum of promoting this product without saying it's his? I mean, he doesn't have to say it's his, but like he's had a trended history of, I don't like to promote anything if it's not mine. That's why I don't promote Internet Money Wallet and all this other stuff. Like, do you think that Richard promotes this? Is the question. That's really what sells people on sacrificing or not.
If he does, I think it does. I think if he came back streaming, not a regular video, I think more people are more willing to sacrifice because they would believe that quote unquote, he's back. So I do think that people, the fear of missing out, would definitely come through big time if he just came back streaming while doing this, because it would gather so much attention on whoa, like he's back. The idea of he's back, people will sacrifice for. I don't. They don't. Who cares what it is? But if he doesn't come back, they're gonna be
Bro,
like, well,
100% agree. Like, I don't see how this can work if he's not like streaming and promoting the way he was before.